stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Just doing a little bit of sharing. All right. It is done. Oh, man, I woke up not here. There we go. All right. Yeah, I woke up not feeling all that well this morning. Well, I had a headache and I wasn't feeling well. My headache and stuff is gone, but then my niece came and told me she had coronavirus. So we'll see what happens. So much for my plans today. There it is. You can plan the plan, but you can't plan the result. Okay. Hopefully I can still meet with one person because I can certainly talk on the phone. Right. I can do Zoom. I can catch corona through Zoom. So I think I just feel like severely dehydrated. So I shouldn't be drinking this. Good morning, Gary. Good to see you, dude. All right, if you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. And of course, welcome to the Daily Trudge. I am Dion. I am your host. I'm the hostess with the mostest. And I think everybody knows what I'm going to be talking about here. Sorry, I'm moving a little slow. So, but that's awesome, Gary. Cool. Here he's starting his peer recovery specialist classes over at Odyssey today. And I'm curious as to how that goes because I'm going to be looking at utilizing Odyssey. So that's cool stuff. I ain't getting paid yet, so I ain't going to do it yet. I'm going to wait till I get paid to do that stuff because I'll get it started and going and stuff. But let's get to rarely have we seen a person fail. Yeah, I can hear it in my nose. You can tell it. You guys probably can't hear it, but I can. All right, so this is out of A Day at a Time, and May 14th is what I'm reading in. The other stuff was stuff I just didn't really feel like talking on. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was 4-step. They like to do 4-step and 8-step, 8-9 a lot. It being the 8th month, I don't want to talk about just the 8-step all month because I wouldn't get very many people. Yes, it's online. Most of our stuff is nowadays because it's just so much easier. So, all right. A very popular error: having the courage of one's conviction. Rather, it is a matter of having the courage for an attack upon one's convictions, wrote Nietzsche. I think that's how you say their name. Hi, Paula. Good to see you, honey. The program is helping me to get rid of my old ideas by sharing with others and working the 12 steps. So when we share with others, say we're talking with our sponsor, sorry. Yeah, I'm sick because I'm having to stretch and shit. Great. All right. So you're talking with your sponsor, right? And the thing about talking is it has power. And if you talk to somebody for long enough with the intention of solving your problems, you will eventually actually solve your own problems. See, you already have all the tools. You do. You have the tools. You just have no idea what to do with them, right? You've always had them, but we were naive about how to utilize those tools. We were even naive that we even had them because we just never saw them, okay? But these are things that are ingrained in us. Okay, it's kind of like swimming. We already all know how to swim. You know, I'm not saying swimming lessons are bad; they can help us improve. But you ever see somebody throw a 6-month baby in a pool? Does just fine. Does just fine. It's because it's natural. All right. The same can go for therapy. Okay, sponsorship and therapy are alike in that aspect only, where the person trying to get help does most of the talking and the other person is listening. Okay. So when you're working with somebody, you really got to listen. You really got, and thoughts are going to pop into your head and you're going to have to be quiet and let them talk because they're going to give you little clues as to how to work with them so that they can also go through this process and trust the process. Okay. And we do that by providing hope. Having made a searching and fearless moral inventory, here we go again. The frickin' 4-step. Fine. Fine, God, I'll talk about it. Having made a searching and fearless moral inventory of myself, having admitted to God, to myself, and to another human being the exact nature of my wrongs, and having become entirely ready to have God remove all my defects of character, I will humbly ask Him to remove my shortcomings. Am I trying to follow the program just as it is? Now you know where I got the rarely have we seen, right? I thought that was a jazzy topic for this one. So, am I trying to follow the program just as it is? Because I hear a lot of people talking about the program, but they're not. It's like people are picking and choosing what they want, and it doesn't work that way. Okay, this isn't about what we want anymore. Nope. You need to give up every ideal that you ever had on your own because it's probably no good. There are going to be some aspects about you that are good. You're not a totally, I'm not a piece of shit, right? I'm not. You're not. None of us are. I do not. I just don't view people that way anymore. I don't have the time. I don't wanna. It gets annoying being angry all the time, you know. And I stay far, far away from worldly clamors. I stay the fuck out of those. I'm not saying it doesn't affect me. Sure, it does. Okay, but God has given me my calling, and that's what I'm chasing after. I'm putting on the blinders, and I'm going to focus on what it is that I need to do for my community. Why? Because the big book told me to. I mean, it literally did. Let's go ahead and read how it works. Why the fuck not? I don't know why I'm flipping around. I know exactly where it's at. And my book isn't even closing. So, yeah. Okay. I'm not going to try it here, but I have tried it a couple of times, and I have how it works almost memorized. I've read it and heard it so many times. I'm going to tell you something. It is still fucking pertinent to this day. Why do I like how it works? Because it reminds me of where I came from. It helps me with the with with the foundation of my program. Okay? If there's a newcomer that comes in, we read how it works. It is our mainstay. Well, I've heard it 100 times. They have not heard it, and they must. Okay? They have got to hear it. Newcomer, how it works. Newcomer, how it works. Is there a newcomer? Guess what we're reading? Okay. Please do that. Or at the very least, read doctor's opinion. But stay out of the more about alcoholism. And definitely stay out of we agnostics if there's a new person in the room. All right. When there's a new person in the room, we try and stray away from the God topic. Please. Okay. Or if you're going to say it, then say things like a God of my understanding. Okay. What that does is it reiterates what it is that they need to do. What you say matters. How you say it matters. Okay. I've been trying to do that more. In fact, I've been trying not to say God. I've been trying to say big HP. I haven't been doing the best job of it. But then, I kind of feel like that encompasses more people, makes it feel a little more friendly. Let's get to how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Number one direction. The number one direction. And what's the third word in there? We. Rarely have we, you and I, this is us. This is all of us that we're talking about in this first. Have you ever, for one time, thought you were this person? Because you are. Did you know that? Did you know that you are a person who has you're the we in this sentence now? What is that? It's progress. Okay. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not give themselves to this simple program. Yes, it is simple. If you're going somewhere and the program is not simple, get the fuck out. Because what you have is a body broker. I'm not kidding. This recovery is so damn simple that we can't get it. That's why we need a guide. This is over our head. It was over my head. The first time I read it, I didn't understand a word of it. Okay. But you know what? We read how it works. I went to 310 meetings in 90 days, and we read how it works every day. Thanks, child support, for letting me know my payments due. God, those people are so annoying. All right. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. So here's the key: honesty. Now, we have a newcomer that comes in and we're asking them to be honest. Maybe instead, what we should ask them to be is as honest as they can be, which in this case is probably, I don't know. I don't know means that I have a willing person in front of me. It's when they have all the answers that I'm not sure if they're willing yet because they haven't gone through a lot of their what ifs. Okay. And even if you haven't, I'm still going to do everything that I can. And I think I want to change this from because I tell people, I'm going to ruin your drinking career. That sounds real rude. So I want to kind of change that. But I don't know what I'm going to say. Maybe there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. But let's allow these people to be as honest as they can. If we are asking them to be 100% honest, they will fail. You know that. I know that. Lying is an addiction in and of itself. It's going to take years to get rid of that. Years. Took me years. So I didn't do this. This was not done in a very short amount of time. All right. There are such fortunates. They're not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. We are born this way. We know that now. They are naturally incapable of grasping a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. It is. By the time you get to the 12th step, you are at what is called rigorous honesty. That means that you correct any mistakes that come up immediately. It means that you are utilizing steps 10, 11, and 12. Those are your maintenance steps. I, I'm going through the steps for the fourth time, and okay. Sometimes people feel the need to do that. Maybe they didn't grasp what they needed. What I actually think it is you didn't fully accept 10, 11, and 12. That's what it usually is. It means, oh, I don't want to do service work. You're avoiding sponsoring people, and you can't do that. You will end up in a retrogressive groove, and guess what comes with that? A dry drunk. Then what comes? Either recovery or drinking. One of the two. Their chances are less than average. Your chances are not any less than mine. Okay? Your chances are not any less than mine. They are not. Your chances are not any less than Paula's or Gary's or anybody else's because it's your own. It's your own. Okay? Not a big word. I'm not a big fan on that line. Okay? Doesn't mean it's wrong. That's just how I feel about it. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Okay. So you guys all know that I deal with other things. Okay. Well, go ahead and name them off because not everybody knows. Okay. So I'm diagnosed with depression, severe anxiety, not just anxiety, but severe CPTSD. So it couldn't just be PTSD, it had to be complex. And tomorrow, we're looking at adding a fourth one on ADHD. I don't know that my PTSD is so I'm doing that. And why am I bringing this up? Because I made it with my anxiety, with my PTSD, my depression, everything else that goes on. I'm a productive member of society, even though I have those things. How? Honesty, open mindedness, and willingness. People ask me, that's my number one question on how I get through this stuff. Honesty, open mindedness, and willingness. And they're like, I don't understand. It's because you're not being honest with yourself. You don't need to be honest with me. You don't even need to be honest with God. You just need to be honest with yourself. You know what? I'm going through this stuff. Maybe, just maybe, I have another mental illness. Trust me, I know how much it fucking sucks. Okay? That's why I don't like this SUD, AUD. I don't want a disorder also. Okay? Get ready, Gary. You're going to have to use it. You're going to be required to. So, me too. But, so what? So what? Hey, Ingrid, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey. So when I hear other people saying that they have mental deficiencies and such, and it stops them from being able to do the work in the program, I call bullshit because I was able to do it, right? And it was not easy. It was not easy at all. Okay, and therapy wasn't simple either. Okay, it wasn't a simple process. It When you deal with this stuff, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to therapy. 3 months later, yeah, I went through therapy. 3 months? No, years, years. I have been going to therapy for my PTSD and my anxiety for 5 years, 6 years now. I'm not done. Even when I do feel like I'm done, you know what? I'm still gonna go. You want to know why? Because therapy is a fantastic place for me to work on my professional problems. Because my therapist pretty much does the same thing that I do. So I'm able to talk to her about these things and work through them, and she helps me out professionally too. Okay. I don't just utilize her for my EMDR. She is, and it's kind of funny because she's young. She's younger, man. She's in her early 30s. I can be her father, but that's not why I picked her. Because number one, I wanted a female. Females seem to understand this stuff a little bit better for some reason. I wanted somebody younger because I wanted the freshness. I wanted their newness. I know how to pick out a therapist for myself. I've been doing it for a long time. It's a matter of figuring out what are my needs. Okay. Um, getting an assessment in this town is like twisting an arm. Okay. I don't use the counties. I don't use them. And I'll tell you why. Because 3 months is way too fucking long. And then you're required to see their therapists. And the thing is, I already have a therapist. I don't need. And they're like, well, we're not going to give you drugs. I'm like, I'm not asking for drugs. I'm asking for an assessment. That is it. I don't want anything else. And the way he described it to me was like I was just getting an assessment, but I'm not quite trusting this process yet. Right. They sent me the paperwork, and in that paperwork, they asked for my credit card number. No. I wrote in there, services have not been rendered. They haven't said anything to me. It's because they're not looking at their paperwork. There's something up here. I'm gonna show up for it. It's Zoom tomorrow. Might be legit. If it's legit, then I have a place for us to go get assessments done in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Okay. That's still too long. When I get to Aurora Mental Health, one of the first things I'm doing is looking for somebody to do just assessments. Trust me, that person will be very, very busy. They will make some decent money because we're going to need a lot of assessments, a lot of homeless people. All right. Let's read the rest of the daily reflection. I think I was way off on that, but hopefully I still help somebody today. I pray that I may continue to practice the 12 steps over and over again if need be. The program has worked for hundreds and hundreds of recovering chemically dependent people the world over. Not hundreds, hundreds of thousands, which means 100,000. Try more like 300 to 400,000. Yep. And guess what? It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because of the opiate problem. It's just going to get bigger. Everybody is affected by drugs and alcohol now. The program, it can work for me. May I pause regularly, check to see if I'm really practicing the program as it is set forth. Today I'll remember step by step, day by day. This is why it is so important that you have accountability buddies in your life, including your sponsor. Okay? I have people in my life. If I have a pity party, I'm going to call that person. If I say something online and people know that it is off, I will hear from these people. Dion, what the fuck are you doing? This is not the path you chose, and you're out of your lane. That's what my friends do. Okay? They do not tolerate my bullshit because they understand what I'm trying to do. They support my end goal, which is recovery equity. It really isn't a huge thing. Just that everybody gets the same chance. That means if you come to my detox, my detox, you come to Aurora Detox and you're rich, you're going to go through the same program as the homeless person that I have. Right? Isn't that right? Oh, they're homeless, Let's put them in Denver Cares. You guys ever been in what the heck happened there? My third eye has popped out. Sorry. Okay, I got to move over here. What the heck's going on there? Probably some light or something. I don't know. All right, guys. I think I've yacked enough, and I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So I'm going to get going. All right. I love you guys. Peace out. Oh, we didn't claim spiritual progress. I almost forgot to do that. Everybody ready? Ready to claim spiritual progress? All right. And go. Good job. We're done. Good job, everybody. Thank you for being here. Ingrid, good to see you. Paula, Gary, Instagram, once again, you have failed me. I love you guys. Peace out and have a